Hey guys, welcome to Scales of the Soul. Just wanted to hop on a little live here and get some angels and ancestor messages for you guys. There's an initiation happening. I was getting that download for quite a few of you. An ascension, an upgrade. Things are beginning to shift for you in your spiritual journey. Ooh. You're having a higher level of understanding, of connection. And it's almost as if some of you are even really kind of harnessing and getting into your powers. Some of you are really stepping into, I'm hearing clairsentience, clairaudience. Your intuitive gifts are really coming online. So that's pretty amazing. Powerful stuff. All right, let's see. Let's get into it here. The Chariot, yeah. Fast forward motion. With that sort of hermetic knowledge. It's transformative. The Empress in reverse. What else do we have here? Give me one more. And the Five of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so for a lot of you, there has been a shift in your emotional state, learning how to harness your emotional state, moving forward from things that maybe used to once trigger you very deeply are no longer doing that. You're having the ability now to, to move forward, to strengthen your intuition, but also any restrictions really that held you back before are no longer holding that power over you. You're beginning to choose to stand in your power, to choose that forward motion, to choose a new direction. Harnessing that fiery energy. I was going to say, we got Page of Wands just flew out here. For some of you, there is a sort of juvenile novice energy as you step into these intuitive gifts. Like you are quite literally this initiate, just beginning in the beginning phases of your spiritual journey. And there's something correlated to your adolescent, your teenage years that really shifted this journey for you. Almost like you're revisiting certain experiences from your adolescence that have had this transformative, this very transformative influence on you into this new spiritual insight that you have gained. Again, yeah, the harnessing of the emotions. You're really choosing to harness those and alchemize those and use those emotional reactiveness or emotional mind state to your advantage. We have the Eight of Coins here. Yeah, you have all of the tools. You are quite literally, like I said, you're alchemizing. You're choosing to create from pain. You're choosing to create from challenge, to create from strife. And your ancestors are showing you all the tools. As I said, some of you are really stepping into your spiritual gifts, into the spiritual initiation. Using all the tools that you've learned along the way to build, create. I'm hearing light your path as well. It's really a cool energy to be having with the chariot here, this 8 of coins. Uh, moving forward with these new profound lessons, these new profound insights that you're gaining through these spiritual downloads, through this initiatory phase that you're going through, stepping into your spiritual powers, into your spiritual gifts. If some of you are just hopping on now, I was talking about how a lot of us are going through this initiation phase where you're stepping into your clairaudience, clairsentience, into mediumship for some of you. Perhaps some of you are even just now getting into tarot and divination. Let's see what these guys are. 5 of Swords and 10 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, we got the 2 5s mirroring one another. So we have the 5 of Cups laying down your emotional sense of self, and the 5 of Swords here standing upright, having a change in your understanding of your intellectual mind, harnessing the power of your intellect, harnessing the power of your spiritual connections, harnessing the power of how incredibly profound your thoughts can be and how much they can manifest into your reality, having that knowledge, having that wisdom to alchemize your thoughts and shift your reality. And then we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. For some of you, you've been carrying this adolescent type of challenge, basically, that has shot you into this initiation phase. You've been carrying that for a long time, and it's been whatever trauma or trigger or experience you had in your adolescence has now circled back, and you've been carrying that weight as a detriment, not realizing that that was quite literally your power into stepping into the higher octave of your spiritual existence, of your soul's existence. So no, you've learned how to, again, shift that energy into a new perspective and use it for fuel for the fire, use it for kindling for the fire rather than something that burns you out or something that destroys you. That's powerful. Way to transform the energies, guys. Good work on that. Let's get, no, I'm going to get some of these grandmother, these great crone cards here. Been having a lot of grandmother, grandfather type energies coming through in my readings lately. And they have so much guidance to give you right now. So tapping into, perhaps you have, grandfathers, grandmothers that have passed on, or perhaps you may even have some spiritual mentors that are in their elder years, that are stepping into your reality to help guide you, to help you along this new spiritual awakening, this new path. Let's see, what does the crone have to say here? Hey guys, thanks for being on. Appreciate that. We have air. As the breath of life animates the body, the element of air stimulates the mind. Ideas manifest into reality. Breathe in, stay curious and interested. Study, learn, and create. Knowledge is power. Open yourself to all that exists. Let it fill you. Yeah, this is that very 5 of Swords. This shifting of the 5 of Cups, the emotional state, into this change of the mindset. Air is all about the mind. So all the air signs are all about intellect, all about the mind power. So again, harnessing that mind power, harnessing and changing and shifting your thought processes to your highest good, focusing on the intentions of what you do want in your life or the change you do want to see in your reality. This is really specific for some of you, but for some reason, the Knights of Columbus is coming through, which is related to Catholicism. So perhaps for some of you, you may even had a grandfather that was part of the Knights of Columbus that's really wanting to come through. That was very specific for a few. We have authenticity. Authenticity. This has been a common theme in a lot of my readings lately. Taking off the mask, stepping into your true authentic self. no longer feeling like you have to hide or be something other than what you truly are. We are all as unique as the thumbprints. Believe in your true nature. Work at breaking down the walls that block the authentic self. Trust that original you was and is perfect. Know thyself. Yeah, I think this circles back a lot to that adolescent challenge that you had to walk through, or whatever that was for some of you in your formative years, that really, I'm hearing, like, really just dragged you down. You're really beginning to realize how much that experience, now revisiting it, has shifted your perspective, your power, your ability to see through compassionate eyes or see through a different lens. Um, Interesting. I'm literally being shown a telescope. So, having the ability to zoom in and really look at the fine details, but then also having the perspective of standing where you are from this moment in time and having the ability to look at things with the more objective standpoint rather than um, subjective, being able to look at yourself from the external um, observation and really seeing the transformation that's taken place since those experiences at a young age. What else do we have here? I'm also getting a lot too, like they're showing the hands here over the 8 of coins. For a lot of you, you may be quite literally an alchemist with building, with creating, with working with your hands. That may be where your true magic lies. Whether that be painting, wood carving, sculpting, building, whatever it may be, but working with your hands is quite literally your superpower. Hands are so powerful, they are creators. So what are you going to create today? What are you choosing to sculpt into your reality? All right, let's get one more of these. Okay. Transformation. I love this. We have the whole life cycle right here in this picture, right? The whole life cycle from being an infant into your elder years. Energy does not die. It simply transforms. Life is born into life over and over. Do not fear the transition. Perpetuate trust. Welcome the soul's journey and surrender. Trust and surrender have been such strong words lately in a lot of my readings and even just in my waking life. Trusting the process, trusting the journey. Really trusting energy. How you're receiving energy. What does it feel like to you? How do certain people, places, things, environments, how does that resonate in your body? Does it feel right? Are you listening to those things? Are you listening to the energy when it speaks to you? Or are you denying it, trying to fit it into some other form, trying to curate it to what serves you and your highest good? That's up to you. I don't know. I'm going to take this card as well just because it's on top and she's looking at me. Grace. So having grace with yourself through these transformative spaces. Ask for guidance. Prayer moves us into a personal connection with divine. When we remember to ask, we are bathed in grace. Grace calms us and reassures us. Painful lessons are essential to our growth. If you are experiencing a dark night of the soul, remember to ask, listen, and receive grace as the unlearned gift, or unearned, gift. Yeah, this is what I was saying. If you're just tuning in now, I was talking about this page of one, this initiation energy here. Being back in your formative years, there was some form of trauma or challenge or something that you had to walk through that back in that viewpoint when you were in this adolescent stage was very, very challenging and had a very strong impact on how you moved forward in your life. And that experience is quite literally what is transforming you into this initiate, into your higher intuition. So having grace with yourself through this transformative phase. A lot of you are being forced to revisit those old stories, those old experiences. But you're having the ability now through more mature eyes to be able to look at it as a growth period, to be able to look at it as a gift, through that dark night of a soul experience. Something that's been a trend for the past month in my readings is this introspection period, this hermit period, where you had to go within and revisit old traumas and understand the lessons in them now with this new perspective, with this new understanding. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Let me know if you're enjoying this in the comments, or if this resonates, hit that like button. Really appreciate it. I want to keep growing this channel and reaching more people. Let's get some angel cards on this. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. All right, what do the angels have to say here? I was feeling very inclined to all of my hermetic esoteric cards. Ooh. Let's see. Just one flew out. One of the angels flew out. Imagine that. God who supports the universe. It's Two of Pentacles. Poel. Fortune and fame fulfills any request. Yeah, so this kind of goes back to this Eight of Coins. You have this access now to all of the tools, to all of your riches to create. Two of Pentacles is usually about juggling kind of two things that you value. It's usually depicted as two coins with the infinity symbol around it, and kind of that juggle between which way to go. So this goes back to, this is really similar in a lot of ways to my live reading last night, but this kind of goes back to bringing into balance the heart and the mind, and going with what feels right in your body, what feels right to you in certain experiences, interactions, what feels the most fruitful, and harvest in that space. Because the more that you invest into those places and spaces that feel right and feel good within your body, the more fortune and abundance you will gain through that. All right, let's see. What other angel messages do we have here for the collective? Ooh, okay, we'll take you. Ten of Swords. I like this, actually. The Marvelous God. Revelations. This is a lot about the revelation that's happening with that experience that you had in those teenage formative years. This is what is alchemizing now. This is what initiates you into your psychic, spiritual gifts, is now having the perspective, now being able to turn that wheel to your favor, now being able to alchemize those challenges. Literally turning base metals into gold, I'm hearing. I'm not even going to talk about, well, yeah, I am. I'm going to talk about it. One of my favorite movies is The Holy Mountain, and there's a scene where he quite literally takes shit and turns it into gold. So taking the shitty moments in life, the challenging parts of life, and choosing to look at them with a much broader perspective and understanding that there is a gift in literally everything, and turning those challenging, hard moments into gold, using them as fuel. What else? What other? Spirit's funny like that. They will show me some outrageous things sometimes, and I don't always speak on it, but I will say that my spiritual team has quite a sense of humor sometimes, and I enjoy it. Daniel, King of Wands. God, the merciful judge. Yeah, so Daniel brings answers. He allows clarity, kind of clears the pathways, burns away any negative things, brings good fortune. I'm hearing like he almost parts the seas in some ways, the seas of emotion, to see clearly, to see the new growth, to see where your seeds have been planted, to see how you've nurtured them. in an eloquent way. All right, let's get a couple more angels on here. Knight of Cups, the revealing God. Perception, revelation, discovers hidden treasures, reveals secrets of nature. Yeah. This to me, again, is like giving me that knights are usually a younger type of person or energy. But I'm getting a very grandfather energy from this one again. You know, guiding you, giving you a perspective from a wise place, from experience, allowing you to shift that perception, shift that perspective. Let's see. Let's get one more angel here. One more. The Ace of Swords. Didn't we have the... No, we didn't. I pulled that earlier. So we got the Ace of Swords. God above all names elevated. Yeah. Being able to harness your new ideas, harness your new identity, standing proud in that identity, standing proud in this initiation. The ability to speak and gain insight and give insight to anyone. A newfound voice, a newfound strength. Powerful. All right, let's get... Where do I want to go next? Oh, how did that happen? Okay, we're going to take this one because it ended up in... Here we go, the Hierophant. This came out last night in my other reading. This was shuffled into a deck that it wasn't supposed to be, but we'll take it. The Hierophant, the great teacher. Yeah, a lot of you are really stepping into this new initiation to your spiritual gifts. Pay attention. Pay attention because those gifts are about to come in with, I'm literally being shown like a tsunami. Like they are going to come in with such a force that you weren't even expecting it to be this way, to harness this type of magic, this type of knowledge of the other realms. This fairy is also really standing out to me. So for some of you may be really, I don't know, there may be a lot of fae energy around you. But regardless, whatever you believe in, like I said, these gifts, these downloads, these initiations for you are going to come in with such a force that is going to shift your whole reality. You are stepping into a completely different form of self. Literally having that direct line straight to the spiritual realm. Yeah, this is a very powerful time for a lot of you. I really, really like this energy. It's very powerful. Let's get one. Let's go here. We'll go one more of these guys, and I'm going to close this one out. All right, Spirit, give me one last card on this Hierophant initiation. Seraph. It's so funny. My cards love to just repeat messages. This one has come out before, and this reminds me of the Seraphim, which is really directly related to, what is this one called? This is another depiction, basically, of the biblical angels. I'm trying to remember what this specific one is called, but it is very similar to the Seraphim, which is the Watcher. Spoke on this last night, and I'm sure that that has a lot to do with it. But I believe the 963 Hertz is about intuition, if I recall correctly. Let's see. Let's see here. Practice connecting to the joy that is always deep within. Pay attention to what brings you exquisite delight. But yeah, this goes back to tuning into your body, right? If you don't know what that is, you're guided to experiment and explore. Connecting to the joyful capacity of your heart. Relax. Allow the spiritual grace that wishes to reorder your life to manifest its miraculous magic. So here we go. The seraphim are angelic beings of extremely high vibration, the angelic mystics, in constant devotion and adoration of the divine. When we passionately fall in love with the divine face of luminous grace, whether it be a person who has entered our lives, that goes back to this Page of Wands energy here, or that Hierophant energy below it, this great teacher, this wise teacher that's about to bless your path. They have dropped straight out of heaven onto earth, where we feel our heart awakening to new depths of love. With our spirit guides, we are in harmony with the seraphim. This has been a common theme, guys. This came out last night. The seraphim are always watching, always protecting you, having your back, protecting you in places where you aren't present, right? Behind closed doors, they are always there. Some ego projects their narcissistic wounding and lack of romantic imagination onto spirit, concluding that the divine must be rather vain if it wants swarms of angels flying about constantly singing its praises. They don't understand that the divine asks for love so it can give of itself to us. When we feel love, when we are love, our hearts are open and receptive. The divine isn't interested in the praise for its own sake, but for what we can receive when our hearts are open by it. So yeah, I mean, this is so much of the connection of you truly being in your heart space of your true essence, what resonates and makes your heart feel joyful, feel fulfilled, feel abundant. Yeah, the 963 unlocks the lumosity of your light body. The telepathy of light between spirit and your inner being gives rise to knowing without knowing how you know. And yes, this is directly, again, correlated to the downloads, to the initiation that you're about to walk through. Because you sat through those challenging dark nights of the soul and you sat through that old paradigm, in your formative years, those challenges that you've revisited and chosen to alchemize and use them as wisdom instead of pain or as a detriment or as something that stunted you. This Hierophant energy is stepping through, this great teacher, this wise protector with the seraphim. Perhaps for a lot of you, even the seraphim is quite literally part of your spiritual tribe that you're meant to connect with. So if you aren't familiar, highly recommend really researching and sitting with the ideals and the energy and the spirit of seraphim. All right, guys, I'm going to leave this one here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe if this resonates. Comment down below. Let me know how you feel or if you've had any experiences with the seraphim. All right, take care. Bye.